I thought I'd jump on here real quick and give an update on what's been going on. A lot has happened since my last video. So, the last time I filmed, we were spending time with my family over Christmas and the holidays, New Year's and all that. And we came home. Matt went to work the 4th. He was off the 3rd in observance of New Year's, and he went to work on the 4th. And he came home that Tuesday, and he was okay that day, but I guess it was around 5 or 6 o'clock that night he started feeling really bad, and he kept saying, I can't call into work tomorrow. I've only been to work one day. I can't call in sick. It's going to make me look bad. But as the night progressed, he just got worse and worse. He asked me, he said, well, do you think I should call in sick? And I said, I don't know. I said, I don't know how bad you feel. He said, well, I can't call in sick. And I said, okay. So he went to bed early. Excuse me. And the next morning he was worse. I mean, he was sick. So he did end up calling in and told him, he said, I'm sick, I cannot come in today. And he told them, well, they asked, what are your symptoms? And he told them, and they said, well, those are COVID symptoms. You're going to have to get tested before you can come back. So he talked to HR, and HR said, yeah, we won't even let you through the gate if you're experiencing COVID symptoms until you have a negative test. So he went to like a little drive-in clinic and got tested, and he called me and he said my rapid test came back positive, so I do have COVID. I was like, oh boy. So we managed to make it all through 2020, 2021 without getting sick and catching COVID, and then 3 days into the New Year's, here we are. And we were able to find out where we got exposed, and we actually got exposed on the 2nd. So it's just like, oh my goodness, great. What a great way to start off 2022. So so we had a quarantine for 5 days, but his work actually was still acknowledging the old guidelines, I guess, with the 10 days. So to go back to work, he actually had to wait 2 weeks. He had to quarantine 10 days before he could go back to work. So, and that kind of put us really off schedule of what we were trying to get done with the house, because over the Christmas break we hadn't been able to do a whole lot because we were going here and there and yonder and visiting family and all these different things. And then we knew that my husband's job was coming to an end. We knew that chapter was about to close. We had peace about that. One thing we were really struggling with was the timing of for him to actually turn in his 2-week notice. And we had prayed about it, and we had both kind of felt like the 17th was a good day. Well, I don't necessarily want to say a good day. We just felt like the 17th was the date that we both had in our mind. And then he would turn in his 2 weeks notice. He would finish out January, and in February we would come to work with my grandpa and work on the house full time. So, but now he got sick, which means that he had to quarantine until the 17th. Excuse me, I still have a little cough. It's not near as bad as it was. Out of everybody, I had the worst symptoms. It hit me the hardest. fever broke, they were fine. But I went ahead and took Amity's temperature just because everyone else was running such a high fever, and it never got over 100, I think. It might have got like to 100.2. But it never slowed her down. Like, she was not lethargic. She just kept going. But anyway, so now his first day back was going to be the 17th. And so that made us question that decision. And we were like, okay, well, obviously the 17th is not the right time, because you didn't want to be off for the holiday break, work one day, be off another 2 weeks, and then go in the first day you come back, turn in your 2 weeks notice. He really has wanted to keep his integrity through all this. So we were like, okay, well, we'll just have to wait and see, and pray some more about a time, when the right time is. So the 17th came and went. He went to work. No, he went back to work on the 17th, so that was his first way back. First day back. These roads are horrible. I don't know if you can see, like, the little orange cones in this little side mirror here, but it's just the road construction in the state where I live is never ending. Like, it never gets finished, ever. But anyway, so he went back to work on the 17th. He did not turn in his 2 weeks notice. He went into work on the 18th, and he got called into HR and was told, we're sorry, but we're going to have to let you go. It's funny, but not like, well, I mean, I don't know if funny is really the right word, but we told our pastor what had happened, and he just laughed, and he's just like, he kind of like looks up at the sky. He's like, next time I'll listen, God, next time, because it was just, the 17th was what we were feeling, and he didn't do it, and then the 18th he was let go. So instead of him quitting, they quit him, I guess. So now we are on our way to be up there full time, I guess. We'll still be coming back some weekends. There's still obligations and things we have to do here, like Bible quizzing and things like that. But we are going to be staying with my grandparents until the house is further along. I'm not thrilled about that, and I think a lot of it is my pride, because we've never, quote unquote, lived, and even though, oh my goodness, like, I'm having to drive off, like, they have both lanes shut down, so you have to drive off the road like that anyway. So I think a lot of it's my pride, because it's just, we've never had to, quote unquote, live with family before. We've always lived on our own. When we first got married, it was a little apartment, and then we moved into a little house, and then we moved into a bigger house, and now we're moving, and the house we got now is a lot smaller than the house we currently live in. It's about the same size as the first house we bought when it was just us two. But we're going to have to stay with my grandparents until we get further along on that house. And they're thrilled. They're excited. I don't know. Like, and it's not like we'll be living there for free. We fully intend on paying our way. We fully intend on paying rent to help with the utilities and buying groceries and things like that. So it's not like they're going to be supporting us. We'll just be staying with them and paying them versus an extended stay hotel or something like that. and we knew it was coming soon, and we have peace about the decisions that we've made. But at the same time, it's also difficult because this is just a chapter that I did not see a year ago. Like this is something that never even crossed my mind a year ago. And the thing that I think is really hurting me is that my dad's not here, because when I moved away at 18 to go to college, he begged me not to go. There was a school in the town I grew up in, but I just felt like there was a pull of this other city, and at the time I didn't really understand it, but just everything within me knew that I had to go to this certain school. And he begged me not to go, and he said, "You'll never come back. If you leave, you'll never come back." And of course I was like, well, yeah, I'm not planning to go and stay forever. He said, you will move, you will meet somebody, you will get married, you will start a family, and you will never come back home if you move. And I'm like, yes, I will. I'm not going down there for boys. I'm going down there for school. And I moved. He let me, and not that he had much of a choice. I was 18, and legally I was an adult and could do what I wanted. But I moved, and a year after I moved, almost to the day, I met Matt. And things happened almost exactly like he said. I moved down here for school. I ended up meeting the love of my life. And we settled in this area. And my dad he was never one to pass up an opportunity to say, "I told you so." And so I heard a lot about how he was right, that when I moved, I ended up staying gone. But I really, really wish I could tell him I told you so. I really, really do. Because it took 15 years, but I'm moving back. I'm moving back home. Just like I told him I would when I moved away 15 years ago at 18, not knowing anything, innocent, naive as I could be. And I thought I knew a lot, but the older I get, the more I realize the less I know. Instead of knowing more as you get older, I know less and less. But that's the thing that hurts me. It's just, I would give a lot just to be able to see the look on my dad's face when I was able to say, I told you so. I told you I'd move back.
Okay, first piece of metal is on. Hopefully we did it right. See what happens with the second piece.
Can I borrow your sunglasses?
No, sir. You can go get a pair out of the car. I'll go get you a pair in a minute.
I'll hold the phone. It's kind of wet. I'll hold the phone, Mama. Oh, I'm going to these into storage. Little storage. You to help me? No.
So we got about half the roof done, and now we've had to stop because they are calling for the worst ice storm since 2009. So we are going to wait for that to hit and pass. Hopefully it won't stay too long. Back in 2009, we were without power for 2 weeks, but anyway, so I'm waiting for that to pass, and then hopefully we can get up there and do the second half. Oh, that's not snow. This isn't snow. This is ice. So, praying we don't lose our electricity.
The roof is not done, but it is completely covered in metal. We just got trim and a few other small areas that need to be done properly, but the house is completely covered with a metal roof now.